All right, here we go. So last mile, because we're ending our hike at milepost 20. Luna's keeping ahead there because she's trying to catch up to Noah. She's probably gassed. It's a long hike today. We've already done 17.8 kilometers, so she's going to have a good nap on the drive home. Everybody's getting their exercise today. Okay, so as we pass through this little, you can see there's a little bit of a cutting here, more tamaracks. I'm going to zip you ahead a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to zip you ahead till we get to our next stop. All right, so we're coming up to a stop here. Yeah, there's... Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pause and we're gonna run in there and take a look at this telegraph pole. All right, let's keep plugging along. Love the grade here. It's obviously lots of vehicular traffic. I'm guessing people drive there. I'm guessing vehicles drive on here, maybe to those places we saw further back, because yeah, this is just like driving down a dirt road here. There's no ballast issues here. I can see our approaching weather. So you can see the sky up there is kind of a little bit darker. There's Noah way up there, probably close to where milepost 20 is. Here you can see the downhill. Remember I mentioned this, so it's almost like we're kind of on a bit of a downhill here, and there's kind of a low spot. You can see Geraldton is up there, so it's actually a kind of an uphill curve going into Geraldton. This is the beginning, so we came out of that curve. This is the beginning of the longest straight stretch on this line. I think it's, I'll put it up on the screen. I want to say it's 5 miles, but it could be more. It's a very long straight stretch of grade, because it goes literally from here. So we're kind of maybe halfway in between, so maybe we're milepost 19 and a half or so, and it goes all the way to, it's got to go all the way to Kenwell. So like, I don't know, 26, 27. So maybe it's longer than that. I don't know. I'll put the mileage up on the screen. Sit here and try to think of things. I've mentioned this on many times before on these hikes. There's so much stuff that you have to try to remember. It's crazy. There's a piece of a telegraph pole. You can see a crib down there. We're gonna stop at one right up here. Like, I've started having to like bring little cheat notes, like printing out pages from my website. We actually have cell phone coverage here because we're right by Geraldton, but there's places where there's no coverage or it's very weak, so I'll have to print because I just can't remember everything that I'm supposed to say. Like, there's just so many things to talk about. Okay, so here you can see that there's a crib for a telegraph pole. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down there and go take a look at it. All right, so we made our way down here in the grade. It's a little kind of swampy here, so we have to be careful. So we have at least part of a telegraph pole here. One side has been kind of sheared off. I don't know where the other side is. Kind of neat that we do have a very rare insulator on here. And I have to do this very, very carefully here because I don't want to fall in the water. So what we have is we have one of these, I believe they're called CD143 insulators. You can see there's some other ones on here. some Dominion 42s. So this one has the nice CNR lettering. This is standard on the back. So these are very rare. I've only seen maybe 2 of these that are intact. And then the rest are, you know, you find shards of them and things like that. And so over here, you can actually see, so here's a rubber insulator. And over there, you can actually see the crib. So at one time, this area must have been wetter than it is right now. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll hop back up on the grade and we'll continue to work our way west towards Geraldton. Okay. Home run stretch here. I think Noah is sitting camped out by milepost 20, and that is the end of our hike, because that hooks in with the next hike that we did. And we've already done that hike. We did that last June, the end of June. I remember that day, it was blistering hot. It was one of those, we had a very hot summer last year, and I think it was one of those days where it was like, it ended up getting up to like 30 plus degrees, and I was melting already early in the morning. So here you can see more telegraph poles. Here's a culvert. I don't think there's a marker on this twin culvert. Around here is the start of the siding. We're almost at the end of our adventure here. Right up where Noah is the start of the siding here at Geraldton. And we've talked more about Geraldton and kind of what was going on in a previous hike. So the next section over. Very fortuitous that we're end of our hike. As I mentioned, you can see the weather kind of rolling in. It's a bit of you can feel there's a bit of a cool breeze. So the weather is changing. Another culvert here. No marker, I don't think. So here you can see everything starting to widen out. All right. Let me get my bearings here and see what the heck's going on, because we got a bunch of stuff here. All right, so we got 2 things right here, and this is the end of our hike. So first thing, you can see this little stub of a pipe sticking up. That is the milepost 20 marker. And so basically that kind of indicates the beginning of the siding here at Geraldton. And so I'm guessing that was cut off at some point. I don't know if it was done when the railway was being pulled up, or somebody decided to take a souvenir. Again, so that's milepost 20, and so on the original lines, so that's the Kinghorn mileage, so the original lines, that would be milepost 120.8. Now, we got one more thing here to take a look at. My teenage son on his phone. Can't stay off Snapchat. When we were coming east, I saw the back end of the pole sitting out of the ground, and I thought that was the milepost 20 marker. And so I pulled it up out of the grass and I went, oh, it's a flanger sign. So basically I'm guessing this is the flanger sign for the start of the siding. Because again, with the junction and the switch and everything like that, obviously there was some issues with the plow and making sure that the plow didn't take out anything important. Okay, so this brings us to the end of our exploration for today. Very long exploration, over 5 miles that we did. Geraldton is just up ahead. You can actually see the grade kind of climbing uphill. And so it's just a little bit farther up ahead, probably about a half a mile up ahead. As I've mentioned, we've already done this next section going into Geraldton and beyond. So make sure you take a look at those episodes. Again, hopefully you've enjoyed everything we've taken a look at. Lots of signage, lots of milepost markers, and some of the stuff that we saw up at Langmuir. So we'll be back again soon with more episodes. So thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes.